Tonight, the mask mandate debate is back, and it's dividing the city of Duluth. Plus, how companies are targeting working moms with a unique incentive for their day-to-day. And an inside look at Duluth's new Catholic high school and what administrators hope to bring to the community.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke. Thanks for joining us. Last night, Duluth City Councilors had a tense conversation about reenacting a mask mandate. It would require masks indoors until the recent surge in COVID cases dies down. As CBS3's Quinn Gorham reports, both the councilors and the community are divided on the issue.
The debate over masks came up again at Thursday night's Duluth City Council agenda session. The councilors, like Eric Forsman, split on what to do and what's needed in the community.
It is up to interpretation around when that threshold tips and things like this become necessary again. I don't have strong opinions on that at the moment.
Some Duluthians, like Mike Vespa, are concerned about having their freedom compromised.
We live in the United States. We're supposed to be a free society, able to make most basic decisions on our own.
Vespa believes that choice should be left to the individual.
Every once in a while, you're in a certain situation where there's, people that are, have compromised health. That's just common sense, but I'm making the decision.
Jane Kaiser, another Duluth resident, believes there comes a time when people need to be held accountable to protect their fellow community members.
I have asthma, and anything that affects my lungs, like a cold or COVID, could be disastrous to me.
With rising cases, Kaiser believes the city has a duty to keep at-risk residents safe.
But I think that we all have a responsibility to help slow this thing down and end it.
Forsman says it's a debate they'll keep having.
As far as passing laws to deal with masks, there's a lot of considerations that comes into effect, and counselors have to think about a lot of different angles to those things.
Bringing back a mask ordinance would require 2 votes. The first would need to be unanimous, declaring another public health emergency. If that passes, a new indoor mask requirement could pass with a simple majority. Councilors could vote on Monday. Duluth's 2 big hospitals voiced their support for a new mask mandate. Essentia Health and St. Luke's issued a joint statement today applauding the proposed ordinance. They say hospitals in the area are overwhelmed. A new ordinance could alleviate some of the pressure caused by this latest wave in cases. Hospital reps are encouraging Duluth residents to reach out to city councilors in support of the ordinance. Women around the world have been deeply affected by the pandemic, both at work and at home. One Minnesota-based company is on a mission to get moms back into the workforce. Tech platform Bus Stop Mamas helps connect companies to moms looking for flexible work. What started back in 2019 as a way to address the untapped workforce has become a network of about 7,000 moms back at work in person, part remote, or fully remote.
We spearhead flexible work. Employers that come to us and post jobs on our platform know that they're reaching her, know that she has children, and is eager to get back to work in a capacity that works for her and her family.
Companies post job openings, and there's just one requirement. Positions must be flexible. Those interested in the openings click a button that says Introduce Me, and they are immediately connected to the employer via email. Signing up for moms is completely free. The U.S. Supreme Court convened a special session today to hear arguments on whether the Biden administration's vaccine requirements for healthcare workers and large companies can be implemented. The president's rules requiring the vaccine or weekly testing for businesses with 100 or more employees, healthcare workers at facilities that receive Medicare or Medicaid be fully vaccinated came under fire. At the heart of the legal battle is whether the administration has overstepped its authority to impose the requirements. However, the president believes at a time like this, action speaks louder than words.
COVID, as we're dealing with it now, is not here to stay. The new normal doesn't have to be. We have so many more tools we're developing.
If the Supreme Court finds the president's rules justified, nearly 100 million workers across the nation will be impacted. A Michigan group today launched a petition to protect a woman's right to choose. Reproductive Freedom for All is working to amend the state constitution, affirming the right to make pregnancy decisions without government interference. That would include abortion access. The group launched the petition in case the U.S. Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade. Michigan still has a 90-year abortion ban in place that would be reinstated if Roe v. Wade is reversed. The petition needs 425,000 signatures to put the measure on the November ballot. The Michigan teen charged with a recent school shooting will head to trial after waiving a key court hearing. 15-year-old Ethan Crumbly waived his right to a preliminary examination today. That's where prosecutors would present evidence to a judge proving they have the right to try him. Crumbly is charged with murder after police say he opened fire at his suburban Detroit high school, killing 4 people. His case will now head straight to trial. And Crumbly's parents will remain in jail after a judge today denied their request for a lower bail. James and Jennifer Crumbly are charged with involuntary manslaughter in connection to the school shooting. They wanted a judge to lower their $500,000 bail. The judge refused, noting the couple didn't turn themselves in when they were initially charged. A crash claimed the life of an Itasca County man. According to the State Patrol, it happened around 8 o'clock this morning on Highway 46 northwest of Grand Rapids. Officials say roads were icy when a car spun out and went into oncoming traffic where it was hit by a pickup. The driver of the car, 25-year-old Jacob Stark of Deer River, was killed in that crash. The 4 people in the pickup suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Dave joins us now for a first check of the weather. Dave, very, very chilly out there this morning.
The past week really has been.
Yeah.
This morning was the grand climax, at least for a little while. We're going to cleanse our palate tomorrow with a bit of a warm-up, but only a bit. Let's talk about today's temperatures first. This morning we woke up to 34 below Hibbing and Chisholm, 32 below for Grand Rapids, 26 degrees below zero towards Moose Lake and into Wisconsin. Also 26 below at Hayward, 17 below for Ashland, and easing into the Upper Peninsula, it was pretty close to 20 below in that neck of the woods as well. But now a warm front is coming our way, so temperatures will bump up tonight and through our Saturday. After that, it's a different story, which we'll tell in just a bit. But right now, thanks to the cooler conditions, the roads haven't improved as rapidly as they could from the big snow earlier in the week. So northern Minnesota, 169, parts of 53, still some scattered slippery spots to be cautious about. And yeah, over towards Grand Rapids, some scattered slippery spots as well. Roughly from the western parts of the Mesabi Range over towards the Grand Rapids, Deer River area. Now, more snow tonight may knock them down again for a couple of hours. There's a 50-50 shot at light snow tonight, and then a mostly cloudy, dry day. Tomorrow, in a few minutes, we'll talk about how much snow light means and how long a temperature of 24 above dares to last.
All right, thanks, Dave. Duluth's first Catholic high school in decades is one step closer to opening its doors. Today, Stella Academy held an open house showcasing what the new facility has to offer. CBS3's Bo Fogel takes us inside the new school.
Well, here at Stella Academy, we're getting a first look at the new high school set to open for students this fall. And if you take a look behind me, the school is likely to look familiar to you. The space used to be the Woodland Hills Youth Service Center, which operated here for more than 50 years. In June, the youth center officially closed, leaving the building briefly vacant. Thanks to donations, Stella Maris was able to purchase the facility for $4 million. The school will start offering classes to 9th and 10th graders this year, eventually adding more grade levels. Andrew Hilliker, president of Stella Maris Academy, says he's aiming to expand the high school more as the school year progresses.
Our grade progression that we're intending will start initially in fall of 2022 with freshmen and sophomores, and then the next fall of 23 we will bring in 11th grade, and then the fall of 24 we'll bring in our seniors.
Stella Maris Academy currently operates several elementary schools and a middle school in Duluth. And school leaders hope with this new high school it allows students to continue the Catholic-based experience throughout their high school years.
Thank you, Bo. Coming up tonight at 10, we hear from a parent who is excited to continue on her family's tradition of attending Catholic school. The University of Wisconsin interim president is preparing to step down. Tommy Thompson submitted his letter of resignation effective March 18th. That comes as the committee working to name a permanent leader prepared to select finalists for the position. The 80-year-old former governor took on the job as interim president of the UW system in July of 2020. Thompson said in his resignation letter to the Board of Regents he was honored to hold the position. Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson plans to seek re-election for a third term. Two Republicans with knowledge of Johnson's plan, but who are not authorized to speak about it publicly, confirmed his run to the Associated Press today. They say he plans to get in the race as soon as next week. Johnson has put off a decision on whether to run for months, saying there was no rush. In recent weeks, he has indicated his announcement would be coming soon. Still to come on Live Local CBS3, a piece of Duluth's more eccentric history could soon be in your hands. We'll explain how next.
Today's high temp in the Twin Ports hit 1 degree above zero. The normal is 20. Tomorrow we can beat that, but only for a day. Back to the cold side on Sunday. We'll talk about how long the next round of cold will last and how much light snow could fall tonight, coming up after our break.
Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app.
I checked out a bunch of other schools around the area, and really it came down to like the staff, the machine shop here. I went to the open house, talked to a lot of different companies from around here, and just chose that this would be a really good program to get started in.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you, too.
When news breaks, be the first to know with CBS3. Alerting you with our mobile app, taking you live to the scene.
There is currently a fire underway.
Bringing you complete coverage on air.
Inside the deck.
Showing you what's happening now, what's next, how it affects you. Focused on urgency. Focused on accuracy. When news breaks in your neighborhood, be the first to know. With live, local CBS3.
I know, but Mom, don't skip your recommended vaccines. They help protect you against certain diseases, so ask your doctor or pharmacist about any recommended vaccines you may need. Skip the other stuff instead, like, I don't know.
Skip the pants. Huh?
They're already doing that.
Nice.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, Cully.
Yeah, so skip one of those mini Zoom parties. No, Mom, no. Not our Zoom party. I lost her.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day. From environmental issues to economics and so much more. Join me, Kristen Baki, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining, a fair and unbiased report that answers the tough questions surrounding the world of mining.
Eye on Mining with Kristen Baki. Tuesdays at 10 only on Live Local CBS3. Brought to you by Range Regional Airport.
For you to learn something new every evening, we need to write something new. And that's why winning the 2021 Emmy Award for Outstanding Writing makes us smile. The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell.
I've been where you are. It just took someone to believe in me for me to understand.
And a whole lot of people lining up to believe in me.
All it takes is one.
These men, they don't mess around.
I hope they hear me. Neither do I.
She knows how to take care of herself.
Safety's on, Davy Crockett. Sometimes you gotta handle things yourself. Kinda my motto.
I hope they hear me.
A new Equalizer, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, earlier in the day, I was talking to some used car salespeople. No, that's not the beginning of a joke coming up. But they were talking about how they really don't like big snowfalls because that means a lot of work cleaning off cars in the entire lot and not selling any. Well, we've got some snow coming tonight, but hopefully tomorrow morning when they get to work, it'll only take a little bit of time to clean cars off because it's just light snow coming our way. Should be gone by tomorrow morning. Saturday itself then will be cloudy, but mild. We warm up to above 0 temperatures for a day because by Sunday it becomes sunny and cold again, but not forever. The extended forecast holds a warm-up that could stick around a bit. So we've got a lot of things to talk about. First, we have the current conditions from Duluth International. It's 0 at the moment. 66% our relative humidity, south-southeast wind. It's going 9 miles per hour, could pick up towards 15, even 20 for the next day or so. But it's going to be a warm wind from the south. Air pressure on the high side right now at 30.16 inches of mercury. But as our warm front and low pressure system come through, barometer readings will drop and snow chances will increase. Current temps, 4 to 6 above for the Upper Peninsula. For northern Wisconsin, we're going as cold as 2 below right now and Superior to as warm as 7 above in LaPointe. But temperatures may bottom out early tonight. With increasing clouds and a warm front, they'll go up as we get into tomorrow morning. More current temps include 0 for Eveleth and for Cloquet, 6 below Orr, 8 below International Falls, 3 below Grand Rapids. Again, all of these towns will have an increase to above 0 readings by tomorrow morning. Now, we take a look at our Doppler map. Sunshine today. Sure, it was bitterly cold for a lot of towns, but it was very beautiful with that clear blue sky. That is filling in now with clouds as a low-pressure system advances from the west towards our region. So the Arctic high pressure, it's going to break at least for a little while as this warm front nudges our temperatures up for Saturday, and that low-pressure system brings us the chance for snow overnight tonight. By Sunday, already another pool of Arctic air comes in from Canada. But first, let's talk about how much snow we could get. Light means light, I think. In northern Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula, not even an inch of snow. And we may not even make an inch by tomorrow morning here in the Twin Ports. But once you get farther north, it could go about an inch or 2. And then it dries up until this time next Friday. So if you haven't snowblowed yet like me, you've got a chance to get it done. Let's get a look at our forecast. Come Saturday, it's going to be a cloudier day, but warmer day with high temps in the positive 20s all across the board. Again, that changes with the drop of a hat overnight into Sunday. As higher pressure from the north takes over again, it sends our temperatures for highs even back below 0. But like I mentioned, there's another warm-up coming our way next week, which we will cover here in the 7-day forecast tonight. Minnesota low temps, they will be 5 to 10 above. 50% chance for that light snow. 40% chance for the light snow overnight for Wisconsin, Michigan. Lows there 8 to 10 above. Tomorrow's highs, the normal is 20. Wisconsin, Michigan gets the mid-20s with a mostly cloudy sky and a south wind up to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow's Minnesota temps, 21 inland, 26 by the lake, even 27 down towards Barnum. Doesn't last. Like I mentioned, we drop again like the proverbial rock. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday morning, back below 0. But by Wednesday, the warm-up shall come back into the upper 20s for at least 3 days, Kristen. And as I mentioned here, after tonight's snow chance, we dry up till this time next Friday.
Yeah, how about tomorrow? I have a feeling a lot of folks will be out enjoying what winter has to offer tomorrow.
We hear the trails are in good shape for skiing and for snowmobiling. A lot of folks will probably be out and about.
Yeah, I think so. Thanks, Dave. You can get your hands on a piece of Duluth history. The contents of an infamous business go up for auction tomorrow night. The inventory from the last place on earth went into storage when the store closed in 2013. Its owner went to jail for selling synthetic drugs. The storage unit owner is now selling the items after rent on the unit stopped being paid. There's thousands of items, including vinyl records, t-shirts, and other vintage collectibles. There are also items of a more adult nature. Auctioneer Mickey Green says he didn't know what he was getting into with this collection.
This is way out of my realm that I would be selling a lot of this stuff. Not the vinyl and the t-shirts, but the rest of the items I've never sold before. And I've been doing this for 40 years.
He says he's been getting calls from all over asking about the auction. They are going to sell the vintage items first, then move to the adult content. If you want to check it out, it's happening tomorrow at Sellers Auction in Superior, starting at 5 p.m.
I don't even want to know.
Sounds like they have a lot of interesting stuff for folks to bid on. You gonna go check it out?
No, I think I'll be all right. I think I'll be all right. Maybe.
Maybe. We'll see. You might see Duncan there.
We got a big night in sports, but COVID-19 has drastically affected UMD athletics. There's still one team in action, though.
Right.
Plus, a preview at Week 18 for the Minnesota Vikings, and hopefully Zimmer's last ride in purple.
Stay connected to live local CBS3. Check out our exclusive content on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as our mobile app, and join the conversation on today's big stories. CBS3 Live Cams, brought to you by KohlerChef.com, now featuring the Kohler Express Deal online buying solution. KohlerChef.com, a better way to buy.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear. Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
I got into journalism when I was in high school, actually, and that's where I really fell in love with the news and the storytelling aspect of it. Being able to bring those things together and keep people informed. It's so important for us to be in a community like Duluth, to be able to hear your stories and then bring them to everybody else in the community.
Watch Jenna in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m.
Calling all Bulldogs. Do you consider yourself a diehard UMD Bulldog fan? Send a picture of you or you and your crew all decked out in your Bulldog attire for a chance to be the My9 Sports Bulldog Fan of the Week. Follow the My9 Sports Facebook page and post your pictures there to be entered into our weekly random drawings. Each Fan of the Week will be showcased in our My9 Sports UMD Athletics Broadcast of the Week. The My9 Sports Bulldog Fan of the Week is brought to you by the Duluth Tap Exchange.
We're getting the band back together. I'm just so excited to be back with Kristen on the anchor desk. It's been so long, but it feels like it's been no time at all. Yeah. I feel like we just have a great connection, and
Having someone come onto the show who loves the area as much as I do, who knows the area as well as I do, like she's from here. I mean, it's the perfect fit.
Live local to a team.
Watch Kristen and Briggs at 5 and 6 p.m.
Epilepsy can affect anyone with a brain.
It does not discriminate.
If you have a brain,
You can get epilepsy.
But here's something that's just as important to know.
Anyone with a brain can affect epilepsy.
So let's use our brains to do just that.
Let's change the way people think about epilepsy.
To find cures.
Because if all of us can get epilepsy,
All of us can end epilepsy.
We just need to use our brains.
Let's use our brains. Let's use our brains.
let's use our brains to end epilepsy.
Eric Paulson here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and discoverwisconsin.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the Cabin Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
It's time for live local CBS3 Sports with Duncan Goldberg.
that sure is fancy. I like it. We'll stick with it. UMD Athletics, a little bit of a funk right now. Tonight, the Bulldogs men's and women's hockey and basketball teams supposed to be in action, but due to COVID-19 cancellations, the only team in action tonight is the Lady Dogs basketball team. And those Dogs currently in action right now, taking on Minnesota State. As we talk, UMD holds a 6-2 lead in the first, still a lot of time left. We will have those highlights tonight at 10. And will this be Mike Zimmer's last game as the Vikings head coach? A question that Vikings fans are asking themselves ahead of the Purple's regular season finale with the struggling Chicago Bears. While little significance is at stake for either teams, both hold losing records, and this now marks the second straight year Minnesota has underachieved, not making the playoffs. Several fingers have been pointed at their 8-year head coach. While nothing is set in stone, one thing is for sure, changes are on the horizon.
Bears coming in town, very stout defensively. Sounds like we're going to see Andy Dalton, who we were with in Cincinnati for quite a long time, and we got some speed at receivers. Montgomery's a really good back, and but we're excited to get out there and go.
We should be in the playoffs right now.
You know, we should have one of the best records in the league. We only shot ourselves in the foot. We only hurt ourselves. Not finishing the game, not coming out with energy. I mean, just little things to you know, not put us up on that scoreboard. You know, we just all got to come together, execute as one team, and play as one team.
If Jefferson can rally up the yards in the final game of the season, he will take over the single season receiving record on Sunday. Kickoff is at noon at U.S. Bank. And as for those Green Bay Packers, their fate is already sealed as we head into Week 18. Not only are the Pack the NFC North champs, but they are the 1 seed for the playoffs and have locked up a bye in round 1. So the question all week for the Green and Gold has been, do you play your starters this Sunday when you take on the Lions in Detroit? And on one hand, you have players like David Bakhtiari who have yet to play this season and are looking to get reps before the playoffs. And on the other hand, you have guys like Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones who have battled injuries all year long. It is not an easy decision to make, but Matt LaFleur has finally come to a decision.
Well, I just want to see how the flow of the game goes. I would say that, yeah, I've put a lot of thought into it, but here's the reality. This is not preseason game number 3 where you have 75 guys or 70 guys in uniform. We've got 48 players. So the guys are going to play. There could be a couple guys that come out early, but I would say the majority of our football team, when you only have 48 helmets on game day, they're going to play the majority, if not the whole game. I've never been in this situation. So I've just never experienced anything like this before, where you are the number 1 seed with a game left in the regular season. So I'm sure we'll learn a lot from this.
LaFleur is still deciding if left tackle David Bakhtiari is healthy enough to return to play. If he can play, it'll be huge for the Packers' Super Bowl hopes. We'll see.
Hard to believe. Playoffs already.
I know, but
always comes
you're a
up quick.
Vikings fan. It's a slow, painful, season.
Slow, painful season. Thanks, Duncan. Tonight on the CBS3 News at 10, over the years, Spirit Mountain has struggled to stay afloat financially, but with the help of the city and recent task force, they hope to come out on top this year. Why they say a thin layer of ice could be their ticket to profit. Tonight at 10. Well, Dave, plenty of ice out there after the cold temps we saw, especially this morning.
It's really forming, even out on Lake Superior, which has a huge reservoir of heat energy that it stores up all year long. Well, heat. We could bookend our forecast with a little bit of heat.
All right.
January-style heat, which means 24 above tomorrow with a cloudy sky. In between, of course, tonight we have a 50-50 shot at, we'll say, an inch or 2 of snow. Then by Sunday, it becomes clear and cold again, and it stays cold through about Tuesday morning. But then perks up and bookends the weekend, as I mentioned, with highs back into the upper 20s. Next snow chance after tonight's might be with us, perhaps come next Friday.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 10.